interrupt this program to bring you
Nick Whoa, Cage!
All right, everybody. My name is Kevin.
I'm John.
And I'm Adam.
And I'm Julie.
And we are the Real Movie Guys. And guess what, guys? We're back. It's the real cage match, the next bracket. We got a fight for you today. It's going to be real interesting. I hope we're all on the same page. I don't necessarily know if we will be. But we do have Nicolas Cage's The Wicker Man versus Willy's Wonderland going head-to-head in this episode today. I think there's a case for both of these to move on. In both in a good way and a bad way. It's interesting how I picked these two movies I felt like to go up against each other. The most obvious reason is they're both, in my opinion, they are both horror movies, but they also represent a pretty big high, from my opinion, and a low point in Nicolas Cage's acting career. The Wicker Man was definitely, I think, one of the lowest points of his career as far as roles where, I don't know if I wouldn't want to say he didn't try, but just like it was just misused, mismanaged. If you ever want to look at an example where Nicolas Cage was used incorrectly in a movie, I think look no further than The Wicker Man, because it's just all over the place, uncontrolled, unreeled. But then you have Willy's Wonderland, which doesn't have a budget like The Wicker Man, but has used Nicolas Cage correctly. Essentially, this role was made for Nicolas Cage, and he does it without speaking a word, and he's exceptional in it. Again, these highs and lows, I think, are just very interesting to contrast when we talk about these two different kind of movies. But as far as the Cagiest, that's the discussion we're going to be having. So, all right, let me see who I'm picking to go first. All right, Adam, I think I'm going to pick you. What are you picking first? What are your thoughts, at least early on? How are you feeling?
It's a tough one. Again. In terms of Cagiest, The Wicker Man is definitely more of a cagey performance.
Right.
However, in terms of Nicolas Cage variety, I think, especially taking on a movie where you do not talk in Willy's Wonderland, I think I'm going to give it to Willy's Wonderland just because of that fact. It's just like, what a great role he played in that movie. It was just so good. Right.
And I think it's one of those movies, I think I said even in our review, it's something we just need to kind of celebrate more, this kind of role that was taken, especially from a seasoned actor going into like this B horror movie to do something this crazy and unique. And I think that's what makes Nicolas Cage the most interesting, is when he's unique like this in a movie.
Absolutely. Yeah. Like, 'cause, I mean, every other movie that we see, he's, going crazy at some point.
Right.
But like this one, it's so stand out because of his performance, I think.
I think so too. All right. So we got one for Willy's Wonderland over here. All right, John. Yeah, I see you over there. I don't think you can hide from me. What do you think? Which one are you kind of contemplating to move forward here?
You see, I am thinking Willy's Wonderland to go forward.
Okay.
Because I feel like it's definitely a different side of cagey that we've seen from Nicolas Cage, where he doesn't have to even speak, just the volumes and the presence and the way his facial movements are. I feel like I like that in this movie. But also I feel like the other movie had a lot of cagey moments too. But I have to go with Willy's Wonderland.
Yeah, Willy's Wonderland, I could see that argument. I think it's just a more enjoyable movie. And there are cagey moments. I mean, we picked the pinball scene to be the most cagey moment, but every single fight scene in that movie is Nicolas Cage working at an 11 in that movie. If you're looking for the insane factor, it's there. Even the more subtle moments, like one scene, like I referenced even in the reviews, when he hands the knife to the other girl to like go fight an animatronic while I take a break. That's, who else could do that really but Nicolas Cage and make it like convincing? You know what I mean? It's one of those scenes that really just kind of extenuate like how funny Nicolas Cage is and how he kind of embodies a character. So, all right, John, I see where you're coming from. Julie, how about you? What are you thinking?
It goes to Willy's Wonderland. Obviously it's the better movie. And while he isn't talking, he can still deliver a cagey performance. And I know Adam, I think in a couple videos ago, said like there's a difference between good cagey and bad cagey. And Willy's Wonderland is good cagey.
Yeah, and it's tough. So I'm gonna give this to Willy's Wonderland too. So I think we're all unanimous here with what we're passing. Interesting though, there is a there is a conversation for the Wicker Man. You know, I know I gave it a 1 out of 10, which is pretty bad, especially my standards here. But you know, it deserves that, but it also does. It's a movie we still do talk about, so there is something to be said about that. Either whether it's like a cinematic lesson that we all kind of needed to have, or you know, just kind of remind us like where Nicolas Cage was at his career to see how good he is now. It's just one of those movies that, again, it exists for the memes and the jokes and all that, but in reality, Wicker Man is just not a good movie, and for the most part, is not an enjoyable movie. Willy's Wonderland has the cagey factor, but it's also an enjoyable movie. So I think unanimously, I could see why we're kind of moving forward with this. So we lock in Willy Wonderland. I'm locking in. Adam, Willy's Wonderland locked in?
Yes, sir.
All right, John, Willy's Wonderland locked in?
We'll lock it in.
And Julie, locking it in, Willy's Wonderland?
Locked and loaded.
All right, we're locked and loaded, ladies and gentlemen. Willy's Wonderland continues on to the next round. All right, guys. I thought that was going to be a much harder conversation. I don't know why. Maybe I shouldn't have. Especially, you know, I was ready. I was ready to fight whoever thought the Wicker Man was going to go through. I was ready to throw down. Like I wasn't going to Hulk Hogan, like rip my shirt and start going for this because
you were playing a little devil's advocate here and there.
I got it. That's part of my job here. I got to make sure I spice this conversation up. But I'm glad we picked the right movie to move forward. So we'll go on to the next bracket. We'll catch you in the next series of videos where we have a very different Nicolas Cage at an interesting point in his career, which I can't wait to talk about those movies either. We got Ghost Rider going up against The National Treasure, which that should be interesting too. So thank you guys for joining us for this episode of the Real Cage Match Bracket Series. We'll see you in the next battle.
If you guys like what you've seen here today, consider giving this video a like and leaving your thoughts in the comments below. If you want to stay up to date with everything Real Movie Guys related, make sure to hit that subscribe button and check us out on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And don't forget, all you audio listeners at home, we are available on many podcasting platforms. Just search The Real Movie Guys, you should pop right up. Thank you again all so much for joining us on this episode of The Real Review. We are The Real Movie Guys. Real guys, real movies, real thoughts. Catch you next time.